I want to talk about this new upcoming Star Wars director. Look at it again. I want to make sure I say her name right. It is Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy. That is her name. And she was a documentary filmmaker before, but I guess and this is not the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. This will be another Rey movie. Mm-hmm. And when they asked her about it, this is what she had to say about the new Star Wars movie she wants to make.
I'm very thrilled about the project because I think what we are about to create is something very special. And we're in 2024 now. And I think it's about time that we had a woman come forward to shape the story in a galaxy far, far away.
So my question on that comment is, well, what do you call Princess Leia and Rey? I mean,
I'm over the word woke.
Yeah, I know. And they can do whatever they want. I just don't understand when she says it's about time we have, when it started with Princess Leia. And then now we have Rey. So what is she talking about?
Well, did you say she's the director, producer?
She's going to be the director.
Okay,
so
she's talking about directing from a woman's perspective, not having a woman in a lead role, but directing from a woman's perspective, I think. Is that what she was saying?
What we are about to create is something very special. And we're in 2024 now. And I think it's about time that we had a woman come forward to shape the story in a galaxy far, far away.
To shape the story. So she's the story shaper. And I think she's saying from a woman's perspective, this will be a new thing for the franchise.
Okay, that makes more sense. But
here is the question. Is that what the franchise wants? And I say that in the sense of I am a diehard Star Wars fan. Part of my arm tattoo is Star Wars related. And I'm not saying that a woman cannot do the job, so don't at me for that. What I am saying, though, is Disney, the mistake that Disney has made, and they've already made their money back, so it's not a money thing. So the whole go woke, go broke thing doesn't apply, because as bad as those movies were, they made back the $400 million they spent on them after the first one. So it's not a case.
Which I liked.
Which I like too. Which is not a case of making money. But the problem that they have forgotten is sometimes in the need to be all-inclusive, you exclude
I know.
the biggest part of who your audience is. And Disney has done a great thing in the 5, 6, 7 years, whatever, I guess since 2012, 10 years now. They've pissed off the fan base. That's what they're great at. They have, because you have taken a franchise that already had strong female characters. You brought up Princess Leia. Princess Leia was never the typical damsel in distress at any point in time.
No.
If you think she was, go back and rewatch.
Yeah.
Padme, who was Natalie Portman's, for as bad as the prequels were, Natalie Portman, not a damsel in distress character. All those strong female characters have been there. And when you force this in, a lot of people didn't like the whole Daisy, nothing against Daisy Ridley. Nobody liked that character because she was force-fed.
I don't know. I didn't get that part of it.
And she was just woke up all powerful one day, and nobody dug that.
Well, so maybe because it was a male director and they didn't really get the female role, which is what I think she's trying to say. I'm a female. Maybe I can really add some insight to these different roles.
But
that
you have
weren't
to
there
ask,
before.
though, does a certain, again, let's take it out of the Star Wars realm. 50 Shades of Grey, written by a female, right?
Yeah.
Do you want a dude writing 50 Shades of Grey?
I didn't want a female writing it.
Okay,
Wrong
wrong
person
about that movie. But again, you see what I'm saying with that book. Do you want a dude writing Danielle Steele romance novels?
So
I don't care.
What you're saying, and I'm not criticizing, I'm asking, is what you're saying is Star Wars is the story of men?
No, I'm not saying it's a story of men. I'm just saying you're in your need to reinvent and reshape the franchise. That might not be what the core of the franchise wants.
But I don't know what she's doing yet. See, I misunderstood her comment. And when Kelly pointed it out, I went, okay, she was talking about herself because I thought she was talking about characters in the show and needing a strong woman. And I'm like, but they've had so many strong women, so that's fine.
And it's not a female thing. Oh, sorry, Rick, go ahead.
But my problem, well, go no, because I'm going to play another clip of her, so say what you were going to say.
Well, but Bryce Dallas Howard. Oh, Brandon just brought. Sorry, Brandon, I didn't see your text when I said that. Bryce Dallas Howard has done some of the best episodes of The Mandalorian.
Yes.
And I agree.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is where Disney has gone wrong, and it might not be this particular female, Disney has gone wrong with their idea of they have to use a female perspective to reshape something that the original fan base doesn't want reshaped.
It doesn't need reshaped.
Yes,
right.
that's what I'm trying to say.
All right. Well, I'll see. We'll see. I don't know what her plans are. I'm just really glad Kelly pointed it out to me, because I'm like, okay, are we talking about going? And I know the term is just old and overused, but for lack of a better term, about the show going woke is what I was getting from what she was saying, and maybe that's not what she means,
right?
But I have a hard time believing it's not, because this is what she said a while back, and this is the comment that just really got me.
I like to make men uncomfortable. I enjoy making men uncomfortable. You know, it is important to be able to look into the eyes of a man and say, I am here, and recognize that. And recognize that I am working to bring something that makes you uncomfortable, and it should make you uncomfortable, because you need to change your attitude. And it's only when you're uncomfortable, when you're shifty, when you have to have difficult conversations, that you will perhaps look at yourself in the mirror and not like the reflection.
Okay, why are you talking to me? Because I'm not that guy,
right?
And not every, and I know, there's plenty of chauvinistic pigs out there. I get that. I don't know where, who you grew up around and what you dealt with, but it was just like she was generalizing all men. But my biggest problem was this:
I like to make men uncomfortable.
Now, what if I went on the radio and said, Kelly, I like to make women uncomfortable.
Right.
I really do like
sounds
to
weird.
make women
wouldn't play.
Right.
Get
the hell out of here.
Charlie's Angels, classic television show. 3 chicks, strong females, right? Let's say we do Charlie's Angels again, only now we're going to put one female, a gay guy, and another guy in it and call it Charlie's Angels. People would riot. Because you know what? That fan base, that material doesn't need altered. Like, again, in an attempt to be all-inclusive, you're excluding the people who brought you to the dance. And that's what they're doing with Star Wars.
She's making she's not remaking something that's already been made,
It's going to
right?
have something. Well, Ray's going to be part of it.
It's all tied together.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a new entity in itself.
A brand new movie.
Okay, so that is not the same. What she's saying, I agree with. I am not going to the movies to learn I don't need you teaching me something as a director. Like, I don't need you saying, well, I like to make you uncomfortable and challenge your state of mind or whatever. Like, I'm never looking to learn a lesson.
I don't
I'm looking
need your
to be
virtue
entertained.
signaling.
Yeah, so I get being annoyed by that, because that's an annoying thing for somebody to say. It really is.
Sure.
But what I will say is I don't think it's ever hurt an artistic product to have differing minds,
right.
sort of
I agree.
being involved in the process, to have perspectives of different people involved in the process. I always think that makes a better product.
And you are 100% correct, as long as you find a way to stay true to what the original product is.
So hopefully she will.
And I don't know, because again, Marvel right now, Disney/Marvel has had an epic 10-plus year run at the box office until their last movie came out that had 3 female leads, because again, that's not what the core audience is. So you threw something at the core audience because you told them that's what they want, and they gave a big FU to you and didn't, because you had the lowest box office returns you've ever had, because you forced it into play. And when you force it, and when you force all inclusivity into things, you're excluding somebody.
Well, I will say that just according to some breakdowns, a few articles I've sort of looked at here as we were talking, that Star Wars is predominantly has male fans, but not by a lot. No. Maybe there may be like a 12 or 15% margin in between the fan base. So there are quite a few female rabid Star Wars fans. So to have a female directing one of the movies, to me, is not a giant deal.
It's not about the female directing. And it's what I think is what Rick is alluding to with the audio he played. It's what here.
Her attitude toward men, like we're all just...
You cannot... There are certain things... there's certain things where you have to keep the core of what the story is. And where Star Wars went wrong was a little movie called The Last Jedi, where they let the guy do what he wanted to do, and it went against everything that went before. And that's what started all this. That's what pissed everybody off, and it has progressed from there. Because you cannot fundamentally change what something's about and let people play in that sandbox. That sandbox has to stay true to what it is, because, again, it's like McDonald's. If you went to McDonald's, you go to McDonald's for a quarter pounder. You walk into McDonald's one day and they go, well, we're not going to sell quarter pounders anymore. What we're going to do is we're going to give you this new alternative. It's a fish burger and you're going to love it. No, you're not. You're going to riot because you went there for something and they gave you something else. And that's what people, again, if I'm interested in something else and I go see something else on my own, that's one thing. When I go see something that is beloved to my core as a fan, and I have loved this all my life, and then you flip the script and change it on me, yeah, I'm pissed.
Well, because her direct quote and objective is to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how can you not be sort of taken aback by that?
And that's what,
I guess, offended in a way to say, wait a minute,
Right.
why would I go see this movie then?
Rian Johnson doing Knives Out, fantastic director. Rian Johnson, when he says, I want to make the kind of Star Wars I want, yeah, dude, you deserve an ass whipping of epic proportion.
All right, we have got to get to break. We got couples therapy coming up and a chance at sold-out Beartooth tickets.
I enjoy making men uncomfortable.
Whatever, you creep.